Hey, it's your boy AJ back with another freaking video, and today I'm here with a Baddies review. So let's firstly get on into what happened kind of last week that bring us into this week's episode, y'all. Natalie got slapped. She got hemmed up in the bus by Krishan Rock. Then she jumped off the bus. She ran off the bus and said that she wanted to run off the bus so she could fight outside of the bus, but it gave very much running for dear life. So she's running for dear life, honey. She gets off the bus. She's talking about bring Krishan off, bring Krishan off. They don't want to bring Krishan off. I guess they said enough footage for the day. We don't need to bring Krishan off. So girl, Scotty don't really know what's going on. The girls are always loud, and I guess she was tuning out the conversation, but as she tuned back in, she could see things were getting hot between Natalie and Krishan. So Scotty is like blinking with her bang and not knowing what's going on. Then out of nowhere, she looks back off. Natalie gets slapped, and she follows Natalie out of the bus to, be a friend and give like a daring hand, girl. Scotty goes out to check on Natalie, and Natalie is like, don't. And she's literally just throwing her hands, girl. It's a mess. Wig is shaking all over. All you see is $1,000 just shaking all over, girl. Shaking her head, the wig is all going crazy, and at this point, she has Scotty hemmed up on the bus. She had Scotty hemmed up on the bus, and Scotty with the body is getting bodily damaged, honey, baby. And Nelly is just doing her in, and I'm like, oh, Scotty is hollering, Nat, that's crazy, Nat, that's crazy, Nat, that's crazy, and I'm literally screaming like that, Natalie, that is crazy, Natalie, that is crazy. So Natalie ends up storming into the house, honey, and the girls are literally on the bus, like overdoing it. Like it's the most dramatic thing I guess they just seen all season. They going off on Scotty and saying like, "Oh, you should have did this, you should have did that, do the whoop, nick, neck, you should have gave that dog a bone." They telling Scotty everything that she should have did and X, Y, and Z. But then Rolly steps in and she clears it for me. Rolly clears it for me. Rolly gets there. She says like, oh, she's not your friend. That's not your friend. That's not something that a friend does to you. She's like going off, and it's really something that Scotty needs to hear, because Scotty has been around Natalie for a long time. Before this show, before the last season of the show, Scotty and Natalie was bumping coochies back in 2020. Getting dollars together. So they've been around each other for a long time. For Scotty to get hemmed up like this in front of the bus was actually sad. And I understand why Scotty was so emotional about the situation. So Rolly steps in and tells her, like, basically, girl, y'all was out here smacking coochies together. Y'all been together for a long time. There's no reason that she should have done that to you. And Rolly was just giving it to her. I feel like the other girls was being messy. I don't feel like they was trying to come to her on no friend stuff. I felt like they just wanted the moment. They wanted some camera time, especially Kat. Let's go on. Back in the house, Natalie is storming around, and she is angry because she just got hemmed up in front of Zeus cameras, and she got hemmed up on live. So it's a double whammy. So Natalie has to do her big one. Like, she can't fight Krishan Rock because they won't bring her off the bus, and I don't even know why she really want that. But she's just storming around the kitchen talking about some, oh, this is me, this is Krishan, da-da-da. She's spilling juice, and she's doing that, and it's just a complete mess. Even the staff, 40 million producers peeking out, looking at her like, ain't no way. On the bus, while Natalie's in there storming around doing all this stuff in the kitchen, girl, back on the bus, the girls are still on the bus, held hostage, and Lois on this bus talking about some she needs to get off so she can do this and that, so she can start getting prepared to get to the bag. And I'm like, it's full-blown mayhem right now. There's no bag guarantee tonight. Like, girl, you need to hush up. So Lois on this bus talking about some she needs to be getting off because it's time to get to the bag. I gotta get ready to get to the bag. It's time to get to the bag. So they was trying to keep Krishan and them on the bus, but Krishan was getting upset, and she ends up like throwing stuff at the bus, pulling stuff. It was a dang mess on the bus. And then she ends up having this like jam, girl. I don't know where she put this jelly from, but she has this jelly, honey. She has this jelly. Everybody that worked for Zeus is like, put the jam down. Everybody's like, put the jam down. I don't know what type of destruction they thought she was gonna do with this jam. The way that they had so many people like put the jam down, you could have thought she had like a glizzy out, like she was finna do some things. But anyways, the girls end up getting off the bus, end up having to get ready because they said they was going to go get this bag tonight, and they was going to go to the club performance or booking, whatever you want to call them things. So the girls get prepared, to do the slow motion cams, everybody jiggling their BBLs in the camera at us, and then they load the bus. So they load the bus, honey. Krishan is still upset, and she's vivid as if she got slapped, and she's talking about some, Natalie this, Natalie that, Natalie give Nat patty wag. I guess she want to give Natalie a bone. So she's talking about this, she's talking about that, honey. All the girls are so distant. They're not really interested in the conversation. DJ Nobody, you could see like she was on her laptop. She had her laptop open as Krishan was like just going off. And I said DJ Nobody was sitting there trying to figure out how she was going to delete Tommy's song off the set list for tonight. Yo, DJ Nobody's sitting there clicking on the computer, girl. I'm like, look at her deleting Tommy's song off the set. Because what is she doing on this laptop and this damn buzz?
Because she didn't see you hit her. That's like, I didn't know. So
girls get to the club, it's time for the booking. Natalie and Stunner Girl, they walk in first. The other girls follow. Nat ends up getting the mic and she's introducing everybody. Like she's introducing everybody. Now I was surprised that she introduced Krishan and she also introduced Scott. She introduced both of them and I was kind of speechless. It definitely with the Scotty part because there's no way you can put your hands on me, girl. And I don't want an introduction from you at all. It's not giving that. It's time for Krishan to open up the show and give the girls the show that all of the girls have been waiting on. I don't know. So she does It's a Vibe all the time. Y'all know I click my keyboard 3 times so I can get in front of the scene because I don't want to hear it. So she's doing how it's a vibe all the time, and I really don't think it's a vibe all the time at all. The club is packed. The girls are living for it. They're talking about this. They talking about that. I think Rolly does like Shook, Avery, and the girls are just performing. They're doing the same thing they've been doing every other episode in the club. Now, Krishan leaves the club after she ends up doing her song, but the other girls, they stay. They do the meet and greet, and they're posing. And other girls are just talking about how they don't like that Krishan left, and she doesn't always stay for the night. That she always has somewhere to go, always has something to do. So the next morning, Natalie walks in the kitchen. I don't know how that happens, but they're in the kitchen. Natalie walks in, and DJ Nobody is there, and they end up having the conversation that Krishan Rock has left. Like she's quit the show. She's not doing the show no more. She doesn't want to do the show. And I'm thinking in my head, like, girl, she ain't been doing the show. Period. Like y'all talking about she's quit the show. She quit the show, as if she's just been there. Like, girl, she's literally just came the last probably 3 episodes, and we only seen her doing It's a Vibe, and she's gone again. Like y'all talking about, she's quit. Y'all prancing around talking about she's quit as if she's just been part of the show and production, period. But anyways, after that, the camera goes into Tommy's room, and Biggie and Razor is there. And of course, they're talking about, how Krishan and Natalie got the scrapping the other night. And then they're talking about how Krishan just disappeared. And they hearing that Krishan like quit the show. So they like, let's call Krishan. Biggie is Gobble Me, Swallow Me, Dick Rider, Eater of the Year. So she's all in for calling Krishan to get her back on the show or see what's going on. So they call Krishan. Krishan's like, I'm at the house, girl. She's at the crib with the LED lights on. She living life la videoca. And she's just laid back and chill. And they're like, girl, come on, just finish the show. And we ain't got too much longer the show to do. Come on, let's do the show. Let's do the show. Come on, let's do the show. And it was really Biggie pressing it. After Tommy really found out that people was saying like, Krishan feel like she's running the show. Krishan feel like the only people going to be watching is for her. The only people that come to the club is for her. After Tommy found out that Krishan was barking and talking about she was like, ringleader, everything, Tommy really wasn't into getting, Krishan back in, but she was there for the phone call, girl. So Biggie is basically talking about, I do understand that Krishan has other things going on and making other money, but on the other side of things and on the flip side of things, what she said, Krishan needs to remember that we all, signed a deal or we're all here. She was basically talking her shit. She was talking her shit at Krishan in the confessionals, but the way Biggie was talking her shit and the way she looked like she was talking her shit, it looked like she needed to take a shit.
We're all here together and you signed up for this, so like you gotta be here for what you signed up for.
It looked like Biggie wanted to say, never mind, let's scrap that. Let me redo the confessional, because Biggie looked very spooked, very nervous. So in the next room, Rolly is getting dressed. Out of nowhere, Natalie goes, knocks on the door in the visit. And then the conversation that Rolly and Natalie end up having while Natalie is in there, Rolly was like, I don't really find y'all friendship an actual friendship. I really feel like it's a business relationship. And I really feel like that too. Then that conversation ends up transitioning into what Natalie did to Scotty the other night. And Rolly was waking that tea up on Natalie. Rolly was waking it up. She was waking that tea up on Natalie and just saying, I don't like that. And I find Scotty like a real bitch after I had to slap that bitch senseless. So in the next room, we have Low, Cat, and Stunner Girl. They're all chatting about, the fight and the slap and all of this. They're chatting about what happened tonight. And then I don't know how this happens, but they're talking about the fight and they're talking about Nelly and they're talking about this and they're talking about all this juicy mess. Okay, and Lo pops out of nowhere talking about all right, y'all, we need to be trying to figure out how we can get that money from the meet and greets.
And we need that extra money on the meet and greets.
What did Lo come up to the show to do? I understand that this show is about getting to the bag. No. She came to come to this show to pay off she got some type of debt, some type of something she need to pay off. Because, baby, she is always talking about getting to the back. Larry literally talking about how the girls are throwing hands, how Krishan has fleed. And she's talking about I need to figure out how we can get some of that money from the meet and greets last night. And then when the poor Scotty with the body was getting bodily damage in front of the bus, she on the bus talking about we all need to get off the bus, get our makeup done, because we got to get to the back. Lo, hush. Hello, I'm about to cut a hole in the bag. I'm tired of the bag. Okay, baby. She go put that bag on eBay because I'm tired. I am tired of her in this bag, y'all. This bag has me fed up. She's talking about she need to get to the bag. Somebody need to go steal that bag. Somebody go steal that bag, put it in, I don't know, a little crate and send it down the river like they did. She's talking about she needs to get up and figure out how she's gonna get that money from the meet and greet last night, and I'm speechless. My mouth has hit the floor. Out of nowhere, while the girls are dispersing to get ready for whatever the event they got that night, DJ Nobody comes up, and DJ Nobody is like, did I hear my name? Did I hear my name? And I'm like, yeah, you heard your name. Yo, you know you heard your name. So DJ Nobody is upset because Stunner Girl, Cat, and Lo was all in the room. They were talking about a bunch of situations. One of the situations they was talking about was Krishan was upset at DJ Nobody for not jumping in and fighting Lo when, they had they little skip a scalpel. Now, Lo in the room being like an idiot in the room talking about I feel her. Looking dumb. Lo's dumb. Lo is talking about I feel Krishan because my friend whoop. So when they bump into DJ Nobody outside in the hallway and she's like, did I hear my name? They have that conversation again. And Lo is talking about, because Krishan didn't like that you didn't help her fight me. And I feel like I understand where she's coming from because
your reflexes as a friend ain't fast enough, so really y'all not friends. Why would I jump you with Krishan? A friend fight. I'm fighting too. Listen, that's just how I ain't got time. I really got time.
You mean to tell me? I don't know if I was listening to it right. I don't know. I'm very tired. It's been a long weekend. But you mean to tell me, Lo, you wanted both of these bitches to whoop your ass at the same time? You sitting there advocating for it and mad it didn't happen? What the fuck is wrong with this bitch? What? I don't know what in the natural hell is wrong with her. She's advocating like she was mad about now. If I was DJ Nobody, I would have just started whooping her ass right there. And like, girl, what the fuck? Because what do you want? You like what was that about? What was that about? I really want to know what was that about. Because Lo, you look dumb. Like she was really checking and it was really like big smoke that she didn't get her ass whooped. You want a double whammy that bad. You wanted the camera time that bad. You wanted us to feel sorry for you on Twitter that bad. That you was mad that these people didn't jump you. And you was advocating for these people to jump you. Bitch, you look dumb. Miss Institution. Bitch need a straight jacket.
Mental institution. Crazy. Bitch need a straight jacket.
Bitch, you need a straight jacket. Like, you're crazy. What the fuck are you talking about? After Lo get finished being a pick-me-ass bitch, that scene's in, and now Natalie's in her room looking the fuck a fool. Now, Natalie has been looking kind of nice as of sometimes, but evidently she was back to her cheap ass makeup and hairstylist because she looked at the fuck mess. Her makeup ended right here. It didn't touch the neck. It didn't do nothing. We could clearly see it looked like two different people once you start zooming down and they start giving you some of her neck and the top of her chest.
Snapped on you was because when I looked over,
it was a fucking mess. So she's sitting in this damn room in the chair and they're waiting on Scotty to come in. Scotty comes in. They begin having the conversation about what happened last night. Now, Natalie is talking about I don't like that you let Krishan say this, do that, and then on top of that, slap me. And Scotty's like, I really wasn't paying attention to what y'all was talking about, what y'all was doing. I really wasn't in that deep. I'm so sorry, girl. Better luck next time. You should have ducked. And that was Scotty was really giving. And I feel that because every battle that you fight is not my battle to fight. Unless it's somebody whooping your ass. Girl, you got slapped. And they ushered you on out like you was the first lady. It wasn't just a nasty scuffle. More debango happened between you and Scotty than you and Krishan. So Scotty is very hurt about the situation still, even in that moment. So Scotty is getting emotional and she's saying, I didn't know what was going on. I genuinely didn't know. I was genuinely lost. She was saying like how she felt in X, Y, and Z. In the middle of Scotty just expressing and crying her heart out, girl, Nelly is talking about but I feel like, girl, if you don't shut the fuck up, I feel like you need to shut the fuck up. You disrespectful as fuck. This bitch has a face full of tears. And you talking about some, I feel like you need to hush and let the bitch talk. I feel like you need to hush and let her say whatever she needs to say. Scotty is emotional as hell about the situation, and Natalie is sitting there looking like a motherfucking big ass burrito from Chipotle, hollering about she feel like.
Punch you
But
back.
I feel like
I'm
you
your
made me-
friend. It doesn't matter.
Okay, but and listen, and
It doesn't matter. You
Okay.
don't understand because
What
you're
don't I
still saying
understand?
the same thing, and everyone is telling you something different.
But I'm
and
watching
you're still
it.
sticking to some story that you see online. I'm telling you in person.
It's disgusting. It's real nasty, and I feel like Scotty should have beat that bitch ass right there and there. But that is where the episode ends, you guys. That is my spiel, and that's just my tea. I hope you guys enjoyed this Baddies review. Make sure you see me next week. I love y'all so much.